Hey y'all, welcome back to the cheat code, aka the cheat code for this particular installment and for a few others that you might have seen. Forgive my voice, been a little bit under the weather, but I have another deck to show that will be up on my Etsy shop. I apologize if you've been looking at the other videos and you have not seen the update for the link just yet. Been a little bit under the weather, so I'm a little bit behind on a few things. So take a moment to take a look at the deck that I am going to be showing you very briefly. So this is the magical spell card. Yeah, magical spell cards. So basically, this is one of the decks that I actually wanted for a very long time. I actually wanted this deck longer than I wanted the archetype deck. That deck as well, I have previewed in another one of the uploads that I did to kind of give you just a little bit of a more behind the scenes, not really so much in depth, but just, you know, a little bit more if you're interested in buying the deck or if you just wanted to, whether it be from me or wherever you get it from. This one is beyond gently used. I don't know what to call it, barely used basically. Unfortunately, I'm not proud of saying that, spending money on something and then just being like, okay. But I was very intrigued by one of the readers that I saw using this deck a few years back. And I kept trying to figure out what deck is this? Like literally, I don't know how many times I watched this person do readings and trying to figure out what is this deck. And I literally had to listen to the words that she was saying that were written on the card because she wasn't really showing the cards like I do when I was doing readings. So I had to listen to the words and literally Google search it. And one day I finally found the deck. And then it took me even longer to buy it because I think it was pretty pricey. But because this has already been used, I'm definitely not going to be offering it at the same rate. I maybe used this 2 or 3 times in the most recent past, and I've had it for a very long time. There's nothing wrong with the deck. It just was something that was not resonating with me. I think it worked better when I was receiving the messages. And just side note, I don't know why I feel like saying this, but definitely the reader or whichever readers you listen to, and I just want to say reader because I'm referring to people who actually use tools of divination, in particular tarot and oracle cards. The way that they deliver the message, regardless of whatever it says, has a huge impact on how you receive it. So I think that the way that she was delivering the message was really what was more appealing than maybe the actual cards themselves, but we'll get to that. So it says sacred keys to effective casting and crafting. So I'm going to show you a few of the cards, and then I'm also going to show you the guidebook. So again, this is the magical spell cards. It says craft, cast, activate, empower. So this is the back of the deck. I don't know, like with the lighting and stuff, it's not really, you know, showing too much, but there's actually different images on the different cards. Not every single one of them has a different image, but just to give you an idea. So this is one, I don't know if we could see it clearly here, but this is one image. Here is another image. Here's another image. Another one. Let's just see if there's any, like just one more maybe, if there's another one. Did I show that one? There's another, yeah, that one was kind of close, but this is different. It's the one from the cover, I believe. So here we go. Let me see if I can get it. There we go. All right, so just as an example, I'm gonna maybe show 2 or 3 cards, sorry. Let's just cut the deck. So we have wisdom. It is purple and it's the number 7. This is the card. And it says, on a Wednesday with a waxing moon, let wisdom come and be renewed. So essentially, the way that the cards are written, they're written almost like in rhymes or spells, if you will. And it goes into detail in the guidebook as to how to use them. and how to, again, activate them and how to use them in your everyday life. You could think of spells in a way of thinking of like affirmations. It's basically just speaking to yourself, speaking to the universe, speaking to what you believe in and whom you believe in and what you believe in a way where, again, the rhyming is how we learn, like since we're children, like, you know, whether it be through melody, whether it be through nursery rhymes, it's just a way that the rhyming just has relevance to reminding you. I'm also getting the projection. I'm saying projection because I'm not necessarily channeling, but I guess I am channeling, activating whatever your intentions are. So we'll pick another card. This seems to want to come out. So this is creativity. It's also a purple card. Not that there's any other colors, but not that there aren't any other colors is what I meant to say, but another purple card. So this is number 33, says creativity. By all above and all below, let me connect, let creativity flow. So here's the card. Not that you need to see my face, but just to make sure that it's in frame. And we're going to do one more card and then show the guidebook. Number 39, this is green, safe home. I cast the circle round about, safety now is beyond doubt. All right, so those are the cards. It's a very, very big deck. Did I show this one? Yeah, I did. It's a very big deck. Like I said, unfortunately, and I mean this sincerely, it breaks my heart that I tried so hard to find this deck. And then when I finally got it, I was just like, okay, now what? It just was not, it wasn't hitting home like when I was hearing it from the reader, who coincidentally does not do readings on YouTube anymore. I don't know where she disappeared to. I don't know if she went to another platform, but you know, thanks to her for introducing me to it. At least I got an opportunity to, you know, utilize what she was providing. So here we go. We wanted to open itself up here on love. So what it does is it shows you an image of the card, the number, the theme. Let me just double check something here really quick. Yeah. I don't know if I read that. Did I read that? I'm sorry, it's late. All right, this is supposed to be really short. This is just supposed to be behind the scenes. So, okay, now we're on to a different one. We were on number 1, which was love, I believe. Was it love? Yeah, it was love. We were on love, and it wanted to open itself on passion. So that's card number 11. So just anyways, it just kind of gives you more in depth about the card. I should have actually just pulled a card and like actually just looked at what the, well, okay, so we looked at courage, right? So let's just give an example of what it says. So it says, for example, well, not for example, what it literally says is sometimes events call for us to face what we most fear. And this is when we must call upon or even discover for the first time our internal reserves of courage. Then it also gives you, I guess, a spell, if you want to say, a courage spell, it says. So it says, light your candle. I guess there's instructions on how to light the candle. Light your candle, or if you need to anoint it or whatever it is that you do, dress it. It says, now chant 3 times out loud. It says, say your name. By shining brave and true and bright, my courage now returns this night. By the power of 3 by 3, as I do, so mote it be. As I do will, so mote it be. So let's see if there's anything else that might be interesting in here to share as far as what you'd be getting if you decide to purchase this deck from my Etsy shop. Again, gently used. It gives information on the full moon, the waning moon, so the different moon cycles, essential oils for different things like love, sensuality, prosperity, healing, protection, good cheer, success, joy, strength, sleep. This is not really too unlike the Magical tarot deck, which I've also done a little bit of a behind the scenes review that's also going to be available on my Etsy shop. It gives information on the days of the week. So what Sunday represents, what Monday represents, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, what the days of the week are actually good for. So for example, it says Monday, psychic development, intuition, dreams, imagination, home, and the internal world. Psychological development and understanding, visions, clairvoyance, detective work, secrets, and soulful energies. A very feminine day, subtle and mysterious. And then, as I mentioned again, it talks about the moon phases and working with candles and magical spells. What are fairies, gnomes, mermaids, dragons, centaurs? I don't know what these are. Let me see if they're names. Oh, I think these are Greek gods and goddesses. I see Aphrodite. Not all Greek, I guess. Yeah, because I see Lakshmi, Ma'at. I don't know how to pronounce this. Lu. It's like Celtic god of the sun. Yeah, so this is the guidebook, similar to the cover of the actual deck. That again will be available in my Etsy shop. I hate saying it will be available, but I have a couple things lined up that I kind of got to take care of real quick, and then it's going to be there. But if you're coming from my Etsy shop, then you're seeing a little bit more behind the scenes. If you're seeing this first, don't be shy to come and check back. Check on your girl. I might actually have some other things posted that might be of interest to you. And then you can also check out my Etsy shop. It's going to temporarily be, I keep getting this channeled or projected on me, apothecary. Like they want me to sell oils. They want me to sell crystals. I'm talking about my spirit guides, ancestors, whatever. They want me to sell all kinds of stuff. I'm just not having it right now. I don't want to do it. I'm taking a huge break from that. I'm revisiting, re-evaluating my spiritual beliefs, connections, things like that. So I don't want to delve into something like that until I'm completely 100% sure. And you really shouldn't either. You know, if you don't really connect to certain types of spirituality, if you're not familiar with tools of divination, I always say, and I've said before in previous videos, I think the perfect start would be with your own culture and history, asking your parents if you are familiar or in touch with your parents, looking into your ancestry, however you're able to do that. There's plenty of means to look into things like that, or whatever you know. Like you should start with your roots and then just kind of work your way out. It's not your responsibility to do it that way. It's just an idea. It's just a thought. You can find out a lot about yourself. You can find out a lot about just, you know, what's connected to you, what you're connected to. And I think that you'll find that it resonates a lot. There's a lot of things that I found that I was resonating to that turned out to be things that were a part of my ancestry that I had no idea about until I got to that point that I was able to, you know, get more information about it through family and stuff like that, to find out that, oh, wow, I actually do have this culture or this ethnicity or this religion or whatever in my ancestry. And that's why I felt so connected to it. So it's always good to start there, because it's likely that that's who's connecting with you. And it's a good way to connect with them. And we'll say, for lack of better words, for lack of time to go to bed, for lack of better words, to connect with them in their language, so to speak. So anyways, that's the end. I'm probably going to chop this up. This will be like, you know, end of the behind the scenes, and, you know, just a little advice about choosing a tarot deck. And that's it. So thank you again for tuning into the cheat code. Links, all that stuff will be soon, expanding to other platforms soon. Please stay tuned. And until next time, take care. Bye.